rise again.
And the question is,
We get 12.
obviously,
12,000.
Dave Colclough would love to represent the 8. Does Dave know he's best?
I think he does, yeah. I'm sure he knows his best.
32,000 in the pot, and the bet is 12. Is it time for a raise?
I think it's time for a raise, yeah.
Call.
No, it's just flat calling.
Called. He's going to let Ashley Hales try and hang himself. River card, anything but a 9, and the 6s are good.
Another 12.
12,000.
And obviously, Dave Colclough, he's not going to fold, but...
Now he's going to raise.
Raised.
It's a minimum raise, I think, 24,000.
26.
No, 20,000 more.
To call. Call.
Not king. Another 14, yeah?
Another 14.
And Dave Colclough is stamping his authority on this game, 10-6 suited. Not a hand in any book, Michael Greco, but it has just won El Blondie, a 96,000 pot.
Well, that pot has got Ashley in a hell of a lot of trouble. If he'd have raised with his 9s pre-flop, I'm sure Dave wouldn't have called with his 10-6.
Lucky. Once Haddocks, I was born lucky.
Born lucky, says Dave Colclough. Let's check out the ranking of hands. Each 5-card poker hand falls into the official ranking of poker hands. Bottom of the ladder is high card only. A pair just above that, and 2 pair is higher still. 3 of a kind is 3 of a number, a straight. 5 cards in a row of any suit. A flush is 5 cards of the same suit in any order. Full house, 3 of a kind plus a pair. 4 of a kind is self-explanatory, and a straight flush is 5 cards all in a row of the same suit. Royal flush is top of the pops. That's a straight flush. Ace high.
Okay.
I imagine that if Dave Colclough decides to tighten up, he can be tighter
Okay, 2,000.
than a rock in a hard place. But right now, first level, he seems to be firing with all guns.
I tell you what, if you let him get away and let him build up a load of chips, he's going to be a hard man to beat.
Excuse me. Pass.
Fold.
Raised to 4,000 total.
And
Call.
Colclough playing like he's got a train to catch. Mark Goodwin calling as well. And now Action Jackson. Well,
I'm going to see a raise here.
Re-raised. 10,000 more. 14 total. Pass.
that may just wrap
Pass.
this hand up. Although Colclough,
Call.
well, he is the kind of hand he wants to see a flop. He can
Wants
get
to
in
see a
trouble
flop.
with this, can't he?
Has Mark called as well, Mark Goodwin? I'm not sure if he's called or not.
It is. It's three-way. There's
Three-way.
45,000 in here.
Wow.
And the pocket pair against the two suited connectors. I mean, you'd think they were playing for candy floss here, but it is a $360,000 tournament.
45,000 in the middle. That's a great flop. What a
Check,
flop.
check, and check.
We've got overcards, we've got a flush draw, we've got a 2 pair.
Well, I mean, let's just... Dave Colclough has a straight flush draw,
Check.
Now
and
we've got a full house.
Mark Goodwin has a
8,000.
full house. It's been checked around, checked on the end of the turn. Now, looks like Paul Jackson is stuck in a bet of 8,000, and Dave Colclough is in a bit of trouble here. He might have loved his hand on the flop, but now with only one card to come, little does he know he's drawing dead to one card in the deck.
Whatever Dave here does here, I think Mark will obviously just flat call. He knows he's won this hand already. He knows he can't be beaten, so he's thinking, right, how do I extract the maximum amount of money out of these two guys?
It's all happened so fast. Dave Colclough, he
before the flop, didn't you?
might be wondering what Paul Jackson has.
Why don't they 2-2?
But Mark Goodwin is the one who's sitting with the nuts.
It's more of a limp. 2-2.
It's such a lovely position to be in, isn't it, Mark? He sat there with the best hand by far, and he's just thinking, okay, come on, Dave, stick in a bit of dosh, and let me just flat call you.
Call.
Bit of acting maybe coming up from Mark here, just kind of thinking, okay, well, what should I do now?
Well, what should Mark do?
Just flat call.
Raise.
This is an unbelievable hand.
25,000 more. 40,
And
33
Paul Jackson, who
total.
probably made a great check on the flop, now in a very interesting situation here. It was almost like a reverse bluff. He has to think that it's very hard for the other players to put him on 2 queens.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do? You've got an overpair. You've got to then think, okay, what have they got? What is Dave betting with, and what is Mark raising with?
This is not the kind of situation that Paul Jackson expected to find himself in on hand number 6.
It's very hard for Paul to get away from this. It really is. He's got to think, okay, has he got a straight? You know, 7, 8, 6, and an 8. Has he got trip 8s? Has he got a straight?
The raise is 25,000 and Jackson has about, he'll have about 60,000. He's got about 75,000 in front of him right now.
I think the only thing that could entice a bet here is he's getting good odds. 25 grand in for, he's getting 4 to 1 his money. But does he really, he might think he's beaten, that he might be drawing dead.
You don't envy Paul Jackson's decision right now.
You know, if Mark had just flat called Dave Colclough, I would have 99% sure we would have seen a raise from Paul. And then Colclough would have to folded or called, and then Mark could have then re-raised then. But
30 seconds, Paul.
as it is, he might not get any more action after this. I just can't see Paul calling this.
Tournament director Mad Marty Wilson has put Jackson on the clock. He has 20 seconds to make up his mind or his hand is dead.
He's got to think he's losing. He's got to think that he's losing to either trip 8s or to or already made straight, at least.
5, 4.
Yeah, good fold.
That's a great fold.
It takes a good, like I said, it takes a good player to put a good hand down.
This is going to make me look what I pressed. Jesus.
I can't wait to see this one on telly.
Sorry?
I can't wait to see this one on telly. I'm going to look very good or very bad.
If you'd have bet the flop, we'd have put the whole lot in, you know.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, Colclough doesn't know how right he is.
Yeah, 7s or 6s, I think.
Dave might have been willing to go all the way on the flop, but with the turn, it's completely different.
I could have put it all on the flop, but I can't now.
Pass.
Go on, show us the last card. Be good for tea.
What a fantastic hand.
Yeah,
Requested to see.
Correct. Pass.
I mean, Mark Goodwin done very well to win this pot.
Forget.
well, Mark Goodwin's taking the lead now with 139,000. He's he played 1 and won 1. Second Dave Colclough 111, all the way down to Ashley Hales, who unfortunately is on 60,000, but the blinds are still very low, so no need to panic. This heat could be over in at least an hour.
Assuming you're the same.
Yeah,
Like Turk online, yes.
probably.
Probably. Probably a rubber.
Mark Goodwin in the big blind,
Pass.
and Action Jack settling down.
Pass. Pass. Pull.
Hale's in a situation where his chips are starting to bleed away.
Pull.
Let's see the flop. Chip flop.
If you put some more chips in your
That's
box,
Colclough from the small blind, and Mark Goodwin from the big blind says no
Raise
cheap
12,000,
flops.
14 total. Pass. Pull.
No limpers allowed. You want to see the flop?
We raise all in.
Oh.
Wow. How strong was that?
Very strong.
2 5s.
Very strong.
It's a great move.
It's a great move.
Take that.
Yeah.
55,000.
Take that, Mark Goodwin.
to the bank.
How long have we been playing? 15 minutes?
Why does that matter?
Yeah, because have I been not long enough on the TV yet?
Oh, it's
People are like take cookies.
If you don't get blind for you, can be ready with more.
I think the bad Turk's just doing a bit of showboat, and he's not calling within 8 9.
He's loving it, isn't he? He's loving the TV coverage.
Good dwell up.
Just wants a little bit more airtime and then he'll fold.
Show me your sunglasses.
I mean, Dave now chooses to call now.
Is there a red one there?
Of course, in the middle of this, Ashley Hale's not looking any too comfortable. He's sitting there with all his
that's
chips
a
in the
5
middle
5.
and only a pocket pair of 5s.
You
Pass.
called that after call.
Yeah.
What's Goodwin
55,
thinking?
You need to put 41,000 in.
You think he might call this?
No, I don't think
Oh,
he'll
you
call.
got a real end.
Yeah.
I don't. He's seen Ashley go call the all in with the ace king earlier. He's got to think his ace jack is losing surely. I don't think he'll call.
I mean, Ashley limped and now re-raised. It smacks of a huge hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's nearly as much as you had of me, Dave.
I don't know. Didn't matter.
Trying to see if I'm still in, if I get it wrong.